how to generate faces using variational autoencoder with Keras. Variational autoencoder can do many amazing things if we increase the latent space dimensionality from two-dimensional to multi-dimensional space for generating faces. In the previous tutorial, we have learned about building variational autoencoder and trained with MNIST handwritten digits dataset and also done analysis with testing data. Go through it once. Link is given in the description. Welcome to iRobot. I'm Kishore Kumar Vajja. In this tutorial, we will learn how to generate faces using variational autoencoder with Keras, and we will generate new faces from latent space. We will see multivariate standard normal distribution latent space points, latent space arithmetic functions, and morphing between faces. We will use the celeb basis attributes dataset celeb A to train our variational autoencoder. It is a large-scale face attributes dataset with more than 200,000 celebrity images, each with 40 attribute annotations. The images in this dataset cover large pose variations and background clutter. Celeb A has large diversities, large quantities, and rich annotations, including 10,177 number of identities, 202,599 number of face images, and 5 landmark locations, 40 binary attributes, annotations per image. The dataset can be employed as the training and test sets for the computer vision tasks such as face attribute recognition, face detection, landmark or facial part localization, and face editing synthesis. It has various labels like glasses, wearing hat, bangs, wavy hair, smiling, etc. etc. For training the variational autoencoder, we don't need the labels, but these will be useful later when we start exploring how these features are captured in the multidimensional latent space. Once our variational autoencoder is trained, we can sample from the latent space to generate new examples of celebrity faces. For training the variational autoencoder, some improvements to be done to two modules. They are vae.py and loaders.py. It will be shown in the coding part. The network architecture for the faces model is similar to the handwritten digits example, but a few improvements to be done. Here we are using colored images, so our data now has 3 input channels RGB instead of 1, that is grayscale. This means we need to change the number of channels in the final convolutional transpose layer of the decoder to 3. Since faces are much more complex than digits, so we have to increase the dimensionality of the latent space so that the network can encode a satisfactory amount of detail from the images. Therefore, we have to use a latent space with 200 dimensions instead of 2. To speed up the training process, batch normalization layers has to be used after each convolution layer, even though each batch takes a longer time to run. The number of batches required to reach the same loss is greatly reduced and dropout layers are to be used. We increase the reconstruction loss factor to 10,000. This is a parameter that requires tuning for this dataset and architecture. This value was found to be generate good results. We use a generator to feed images to the variational autoencoder from a folder rather than loading all the images into memory upfront. Since the variational autoencoder trains in batches, there is no need to load all the images into memory first. So instead, we use the built-in fit underscore generator method that Keras provides to read in images only when they are required for training. This is the full architecture of the encoder which we are going to build. Here I have used input layer 1, convolutional layers 4, batch normalization layers 4, leaky ReLU layers 4, dropout layer 4, flatten layers 1, mu layer 1, log underscore var layer 1, lambda layer 1. Input images shape given is 128 by 128 of 3 channels. Output shape is 200. This is the full architecture of the decoder. Here, input layer is the output of lambda layer, dense layer 1, reshaped layer 1, convolutional transpose layers 4, batch normalization layers 3, leaky ReLU layers 3, dropout layers 3, activation function that is sigmoid 1 used. In the previous tutorial, we have created three modules. They are vae.py, loaders.py, and callbacks.py. We will add some code to these two modules only. For vae.py module, we need to add batch normalization and dropout layers. Open the Jupyter notebook. Now open the vae.py module. It is previously saved in the models folder. Now we will add required code to this module. Importing the batch normalization and dropout layers. Initializing batch normalization and dropout layer. Instantiating the batch normalization and dropout layers. Adding batch normalization layer after every convolutional layer. Adding dropout layer after every leaky ReLU layer. Adding 3 batch normalization layers after every convolutional transpose layers. Adding 3 dropout layers after every leaky ReLU layers. Sigmoid activation function used. Add batch normalization and dropout layers in parameter dumps also. There is no need to edit the callbacks.py module. Let's keep it as it is. Now we will edit the loaders.py module like this. The required packages to be added at the beginning of this module. Let's import pandas. It is a fast, powerful, flexible, and easy to use open source data analysis and manipulation tool built on top of the Python programming language. Import pandas as PD. Import SciPy. SciPy is a Python-based ecosystem of open source software for mathematics, science, and engineering. Import Glob. Glob uses Unix shell rules to find file names matching a pattern. Import walk and get CWD. Python method walk generates the file names in a directory tree by walking the tree either top down or bottom up. Python method getCwd returns current working directory of a process. Import PDB. The module PDB is an interactive source code debugger for Python programs. It supports setting conditional breakpoints and single stepping at the source line level. Inspection of stack frames, source code listing, and evaluation of arbitrary Python code in the context of any stack frame. It also supports post-mortem debugging and can be called under program control. Keras underscore preprocessing.image. In my case, Keras underscore preprocessing.image package worked. If not worked, you can use keras.preprocessing.image package. Import backend as K. If you want Keras module, you write to be compatible with both Theano and TensorFlow. You have to write them via the abstract Keras backend API. You can import the backend module via from Keras import backend as K. From keras.utils import to underscore categorical. It converts a class vector integers to binary class matrix. Now we will add data loader class for resizing the images and loading the training and testing data in batches. This is not required here actually. Loading images from data folder as training images. Now we will start training our variational autoencoder. Let's open Jupyter Notebook and named as VAE underscore faces training. Let us first build variational autoencoder model and train with CelebVA dataset. VAE training faces dataset. Importing the required packages. Run parameters. This produce folders run /VAE /001 underscore faces /images, which, weights. Here data folder for CelebVA dataset. First we have to download CelebVA dataset and list underscore attribute underscore CelebVA.csv file from this link to the data folder. It takes time to download. Please have patience. After downloading, unzip the file in the data folder. Already I have downloaded and unzipped data. Input dimension given 128 by 128 by 3. Batch size given 32 images for a batch. Adding images part of the data folder. Num underscore images. It gives total images in the data folder. Let's see total images, shape of image on data folder path. Data flow. Scaling the images and save into data underscore flow for training the network. Architecture. Building the model and save in the run folder. Let's see the models in which folder. And you can also see the summary of encoder using this vae.encoder.summary. In the similar way, decoder also and model summary also. Compilation and training. Parameters given here. Learning rate 0.005. Reconstruction loss factor given 10,000. This parameter required for tuning the network. Here epochs were given 2, but for best results take 200 epochs. Print underscore every underscore n batches given 100. It means new image will produce from 100 batches of input images. Initial epoch is 0. Now compile the model. Let's start the training our variational autoencoder. Now first epoch is running with 6331 batches of images. In the images folder, its output images are saving. For every 100 batches of images, it produces one new image. The first image, img underscore 001 underscore 0 dot jpg, saved at first. After 100 batches, new image, img underscore 001 underscore 100 dot jpg, saved. Similarly, for every 100 batches, one new image produced. This continues up to the end of second epoch. Observe the output. I have run only 2 epochs, but it is good for run up to 200 epochs for best training our variational autoencoder. Here our dataset has 2,02,599 images turned into batches. For every batch 32 images passed, so there is 6,331 batches. For every 100 batches of images, our variational autoencoder builds one new image. So total 64 new images built for one epoch. For 2 epochs, total 128 new images. All these images saved in the folder of images. Now our variational autoencoder is trained. Let us now analyze the variational autoencoder. Let's open notebook named as VAE underscore faces analysis. VAE analysis faces dataset. importing the required packages, loading the select dataset with labels and model, data folder and image folder paths, reading the list of celebrity attributes from data folder, loading images with labels. Let's see all the attributes of images. Here 40 attributes for all the images. If you want to see top 5 attributes, use pandas head method. Now we will build the architecture from run folder by using parameters and weights, reconstructing cases. Now we will reconstruct the original cases from variational autoencoder. Let's pass 10 sample images with labels to variational autoencoder and we will get reconstructed images. First, it will validate all the images in the data folder. From that, randomly selects 10 images for passing through variational autoencoder. Its output is our required images. The top row shows the original images, and the bottom row shows the reconstructions once they have passed through the encoder and decoder. We can see that the variational autoencoder has successfully captured the key features of each face, the angle of the head, the hairstyle, the expression, etc. Some of the fine detail is missing, but it is important to remember that the aim of building variational autoencoders is not to achieve perfect reconstruction loss. Our end goal is to sample from the latent space in order to generate new faces. So this is our required output. Latent space distribution. Here latent space is a multivariate standard normal distribution because 200 dimensions used in the latent space. Actually, we cannot view all dimensions simultaneously. Instead, we can check the distribution of each latent dimension individually. Here is the code for latent space distribution. The first 50 dimensions in our latent space are shown in this output. There are not any distributions that stand out as being significantly different from the standard normal. If we see that any dimensions that are significantly different from a standard normal distribution, we should reduce the reconstruction loss factor since the KL divergence term is not having enough effect in this case. So we can move on to generating some new cases. Generating new cases from the latent space. We sample 30 points from a standard normal distribution with 200 dimensions. Then pass these points to the decoder. The resulting output is 128 by 128 by 3 image. This is the output. Amazingly, the variational autoencoder is able to take the set of points that we sampled and convert each into a convincing image of a person's face. While the images are not perfect, they are a giant leap forward from the naive Bayes model. The naive Bayes model faced the problem of not being able to capture dependency between adjacent pixels, since it had no notion of higher level features such as sunglasses or brown hair. The variational autoencoder does not suffer from this problem since the convolutional layers of the encoder are designed to translate low-level pixels into high-level features, and the decoder is trained to perform the opposite task of translating the high-level features in the latent space back to raw pixels. Latent space arithmetic. Let's see some theory. One benefit of mapping images into a lower dimensional space is that we can perform arithmetic on vectors in this latent space that has a visual envelope when decoded back into the original image domain. For example, suppose we want to take an image of somebody who looks sad and give them a smile. To do this, we first need to find a vector in the latent space that points in the direction of increasing smile, that is, smile increasing vector. Adding this vector to the encoding of the original image in the latent space will give us a new point which, when it was decoded, it should give us a more smiley version of the original image. So how can we find the smile vector? As we know that each image in the cell of a dataset is labeled with attributes. There is one attribute of which is smiling. If we take the average position of encoded images in the latent space with the attribute smiling and subtract the average position of encoded images that do not have the attribute smiling, and adding the average position of encoded images that is having attribute smiling, we will obtain the vector that points from not smiling to smiling, which is exactly what we need. Conceptually, we are performing vector arithmetic in the latent space z underscore nu equal to z plus alpha into feature vector, where alpha is a factor that determines how much of the feature vector is added or subtracted. Let's see in action all the images that have been encoded into the latent space. We then add or subtract multiples of a certain vector. For example, smile, blonde, male, eyeglasses, etc. to obtain different versions of the image with only the relevant feature changed. It is quite remarkable that even though we are moving the point a significantly large distance in the latent space, the core image barely changes except for the one feature that we want to manipulate. This demonstrates the power of variational autoencoders for capturing and adjusting high-level features in images. Let us now build functions for feature vectors. Functions for getting vectors for corresponding label. Now let us build a function for feature vectors from labels. Initiating vectors. This is for adding attributes. This is for subtracting attributes. Now we will build a function for adding the vectors to images. Now we will generate the feature vectors from the images. Here we are generating 8 feature vectors from labels. This will take some time. Wait for until the completion. Now all the feature vectors have generated. Let's start. We will take 5 images for applying the feature vectors. Now we will add attractive feature vector to labeled images. Add underscore vector underscore 2 images of attractive underscore vector. Here each first image is transformed to attractively. Similarly, mouth open vector finds the mouth in the image and transforms into open mouth. Similarly, smiling vector adds smile to the face. Lipstick vector adds lipstick to the faces. Not perfectly done, but adding the features from the latent space. Young vector transforms the faces into young. Male vector transforms lady faces into male faces. Eyeglasses vector adding eyeglasses to faces. Blonde vector transforms hair into blonde. Even though we are moving the point a significantly large distance in the latent space, the core image barely changes except for the one feature that we want to manipulate. This is the latent space arithmetic. It detects key features. This demonstrates the power of variational autoencoders for capturing and adjusting high-level features in images. We can use a similar idea to mark between two faces. Morphing between faces. Imagine 2 points in the latent space A and B that represents 2 images. If you started at point A and walked toward point B in a straight line, decoding each point on the line as we went, you would see a gradual transition from the starting phase to the end phase. Mathematically, we are traversing a straight line which can be described by this equation z underscore u equal to z underscore a into 1 minus alpha plus z underscore b into alpha, where z underscore a is the latent space point of A. Z underscore B is the latent space point of B. Alpha is a number between 0 and 1 that determines how far along the line we are away from point A. We take two images, encoded them into the latent space, and then decode points along the straight line between them at regular intervals. First, we have to build faces morphing function for two images. This function will get two images with its attributes. Let's pass two IDs or names of images to this morphing faces function. First image is the starting image and this morphing image is the last image. Similarly, these two images and few more examples. It is worth noting the smoothness of the transition even where there are multiple features to change simultaneously. For example, removal of glasses, hair color, gender. The variational autoencoder manages to achieve this fluidly, showing that the latent space of the variational autoencoder is truly a continuous space that can be traversed and explored to generate a multitude of different human faces. In summary, in this tutorial we have seen how variational autoencoders are a powerful tool in the generative modeling toolbox. Using variational autoencoder, high-level features can be extracted from the individually uninformative pixels. It is introducing randomness into the model and constraining the points in the latent space. We can simply choose points from a standard normal distribution to generate new faces. Moreover, by performing vector arithmetic within the latent space, we can achieve some amazing effects such as face morphing and feature manipulation. With these features, it is easy to see why variational autoencoders have become a prominent technique for generative modeling in recent years. I hope you understood these topics. Let's meet in the next tutorial. Bye bye. See you all again. Signing off, Kishore Kumar Vaja from iRobot.